Hello, welcome to today's stimulus update. President Trump finally signed the $900 billion stimulus bill, and I'm here to talk about what that means for all of you all out there, especially those entrepreneurs and small business owners. I am Shantae Alrighty. Do come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from. I will try to answer questions. If I don't get to your question, I always follow up after the broadcast to answer any questions that you have. This is important information for you all. I want to make sure you are the first ones to know what is happening with the stimulus and how you can get the financial relief that you need. So if you're tuning in, please do share out this broadcast. Sharing is caring. As we know, there are millions and millions of entrepreneurs and small business owners that still need help, that were left out of the initial stimulus that was provided. So we want them to get access to the same information. If you are tuning in from Facebook, give this a like or hit that love button. If you're watching from YouTube, do also give this a thumbs up. If you like these updates, if you're benefiting from them, do subscribe and follow us wherever we are on social media. Okay, so this stimulus that was just signed, again, it is a $900 billion stimulus package. The president just signed it late on Sunday. Okay, so this is new news to a lot of you all. And so this bill is a over 5,000 page bill. So I'm really going to focus on what I think is most important. This isn't everything that's in the stimulus bill, but this is the things that are really important for you to know. What we were waiting on is the signature, because once the president signs it, guess what? It becomes law, which means that then they start implementing all of the programs that are going to be benefiting all of you all, right? And giving us the financial lifeline that we need. So let me start with the direct payments. As you know, under the CARES Act, we all received a $1,200, right, per individual. If you're a married couple, you receive more. Well, in this stimulus package, there are more direct payments, or what some of you refer to as stimulus checks. Okay, these are one-time payments that do not have to be paid back, because someone asked me that the other day. These are $600 payments as it is right now. Now, this is important to note because President Trump, again, it was so last minute, decided to hold up signing the bill because he wanted to demand an increase. Yes, we need an increase, but he could have negotiated that well before last night. But he wanted $2,000, and he also wanted some things removed from the bill, such as payments to foreign entities that were in the bill. We know sometimes they put things that are irrelevant, unnecessary in bills. Again, that money could be going towards more money for the American people and for small businesses. So he decided, based on prompting from his colleagues, he signed the bill. But he strongly wants the Congress to move to approve more money, which is up to $2,000. Congress is meeting today. I know the House is meeting to vote on the $2,000 increase. Okay, what passed is $600. They're pushing for the $2,000. Now, we're sure that it will pass the House. We're not so sure about the Senate, because the Senate is controlled by the Republicans, and Republicans really didn't want us to get stimulus in the first place. I mean, it took them a long time just to agree on what was agreed on. So it's going to take the president really pushing the Senate Republicans to get a majority to pass additional stimulus. So you can stay tuned for future updates on that. Like I said, I know the House is voting today. I believe the Senate will also be doing the same, and we'll see how that goes. It may just stay 600. It may wind up somewhere in the middle. It may be 2,000, or we may have to wait until the new president is installed, and then also to see if what happens with the Georgia election with the 2 Senate seats. That is big, because if they're Democratic seat, what that means is there definitely will be more stimulus, because we know more stimulus is needed. This is just like the start of what's needed. Everybody knows that this is not enough, but it is something, right? Because we know as of Saturday, all the 12 million plus people, their unemployment ended. So it was a real push, again, last minute to get a stimulus package passed because all of these CARE Act benefits were expiring or set to expire before the end of December. So those are the direct impact payments. So who qualifies for this? First of all, you must have a Social Security number. If you do not, you're not going to qualify for this round. This is also for those that have earned an income of $75,000 or less. That's per individual. So just times that by 2 if you have a spouse, if you're a married couple, and then $600 per child is what those direct impact payments will be. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will circle back. But I'm going to move on to the unemployment. So I said that expired on Saturday. So we had so many anxious people over the holidays trying to figure out what they were going to do for their families, how they were going to provide. People are still trying to figure out how they're going to put food on the table. And so this was really important. So what this does is extends the expired benefits, right? So you may have gotten a letter like myself that said the benefits were set to expire Saturday. But it is going to be extended to March 14th, 2021. Okay. There is an increase in the amount of weeks that you can claim. So it's going from 39 total weeks to 50 weeks. This is if you need to file a claim, right? So I was receiving it in the beginning, then my income at some point superseded it. And so I no longer file claims. If you're in a position where you still need to file claims to get your unemployment benefits, again, they have expanded it to 50 weeks. Okay. States now have authority to waive overpayments. So I don't know if many of you all know, but I've reported this before, is that I was told I had an overpayment. Okay. Which is crazy. And it was their fault for the overpayment. So it could be an overpayment due to you underreporting, or it could be an overpayment because the internal team miscalculated. That's what they did for me. And I'm sure if they did it for me based on my self-employed income, they did that for a lot of other people. So I have been submitted appeal, which I didn't hear anything back. And I was adamant that I'm not paying back money, that it wasn't my fault that I was overpaid. I submitted all the correct paperwork and I have all of my documentation to prove it. But this law, this bill, this is a law. Okay. So now they're giving states authority. Some states were already doing this, but they can waive the overpayments if it was no fault of your own. Okay. That should be a no-brainer, but they're putting in a bill to make it clear that the states have that authority. So if you're in the position where you have been told that you have overpayment, please reference that, take note of that, and make sure that you follow up with your state and so that you do not have to pay back any monies that they're saying is overpaid. I mean, I've seen people receive notices that they were overpaid $12,000. Right. And then once you have an overpayment, they start eating into whatever benefits that you have. So then, you're counting on that money. You're not getting anything because they're taking their portion. And every state is different. They could take up to 100% of your overpayment. It just depends on the state. So do reach out to your unemployment office. There are limits on retroactive PUA. So we were looking to see if they were going to retroact the new benefits, right? The extra $300 a week that were $600 a week that they were giving for your emergency pandemic federal unemployment, the extra money per week. But they are only retroacting that to December the 1st. So if you were counting on retroacting back to like the July date when they ended it, as of right now, that is not going to happen based on the language in this bill. Now, should they change that, we'll see. Okay. But they're only retroacting that to the December the 1st. It extends the federal pandemic unemployment compensation of $300 a week. That's what I just said. Through again to March 14, 2021, if you so needed to claim it. Okay. Now, for you mixed earners out there, I know a lot of you have had challenges. If you are both the W-2 employee and 1099 worker, you all have reported many challenges. If that's you, let me know in the comments. They have put a provision in here for mixed earners, where as long as you at least $5,000 of your annual 2019 income was self-employed, you may qualify for up to $400. There's like an additional $100 that they're tacking on to that $300 additional per week in unemployment benefits. Again, that is for mixed earners, meaning that you work a W-2 job, but you're also self-employed and you earned at least $5,000. Okay. All right. So that is unemployment. If you have any questions, again, let me know in the comments. On to the second round of the Paycheck Protection Program. So all of you all out there that are looking to get in on the Paycheck Protection Program, this is a forgivable loan program, which means that it eventually turns into a grant. What is grant? Free money that does not have to be paid back. There are no loan terms. It is forgiven. Okay. So they're going to be issuing second round PPP. In order to get it, you must have at least 300 or less employees. Okay. But first, you must qualify under the standards of the initial, which was you have to have had your business in operation as of February the 15th of 2020. So if you started your business in June or July, that you would not qualify for this. You had to have been in operation as of February 15th, 2020. Have 300 employees or less. Okay. You have to have used or plan to fully use your initial PPP funds. Okay, you must have used or plan to use all of whatever the PPP funds that you were given before. Again, you have 8 to 24 weeks ending at the end of December to use your first round PPP money. Okay, then you want to definitely request forgiveness. But for the second round, you must again have used or plan to use that. You must have had a 25% reduction in your gross receipts. Okay. And this is for comparing periods, right? So you look at a period, first or second or third quarter, 2020, and compare it to 2019. Okay. If you apply if you apply after January, I think 1st, 2021, then you can also include for the fourth quarter, right? You can take your fourth quarter and compare it to 2019. Okay. No public companies. So we know that was a big issue, right? With public companies getting a big portion of Paycheck Protection funds during the last round. They are not supposed to get any of this money in this round. This applies to you can qualify for 2 times of your monthly payroll. Again, this is a payroll program. So even if you do not have any employees, you can apply. So please tell your peers, your colleagues, your friends who are entrepreneurs, gig workers, self-employed, entrepreneurs, small business owners, that there is a possibility that they can qualify for the Paycheck Protection Program. You do not need to have employees to qualify. You are considered an employee of one. That is your owner's compensation. Okay, and that is based on your 2019 tax returns. Okay. All right. So one additional great thing about this Paycheck Protection Program benefits this go round is that they are even further simplifying the application process for any one of you that has a loan in the amount of $150,000 or less. There is a simplified one-page application that they'll be rolling out. It's probably similar to the one that they created just a few months ago for those that have received 50,000 or less. So if you receive PPP and haven't submitted your forgivable loan, your forgiveness application yet, let me know. And if you have submitted your forgiveness application and had your loan forgiven, let me know. Now, before I get into the EIDL benefits that are super great, let me tell you this other benefit of that is included, which you please consider if you took out the PPP loan, but you also received an EIDL, that's the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, Advance and Loan Program. If you got the EIDL advance, any amount of the EIDL advance, and they offset your PPP forgiveness, you are entitled to be made whole. So if that is you, please let me know in the comments. That means if you submitted your PPP loan forgiveness application, okay, and it was approved, and they forgave you anything less than 100%, and based on the fact that you received an EIDL advance, you have to get the balance of that back. You will qualify to get the balance of that back. So example, if you qualified for, you had a $50,000 loan, you had $10,000 EIDL grant. So they only forgave $40,000. That means they didn't forgive $10,000 of that loan. That $10,000 that you will get back, you will have to get back. They have to make you whole. And they can no longer offset your PPP forgiveness based on your EIDL advance. Isn't that great news? That's wonderful news. So even if you don't have a PPP, if you know somebody that does, please let them know that we don't want to leave any money on the table, because I know a lot of that was a big issue that many advocates and Congress was pushing for, to help small business owners not be burdened by not being able to get that full forgiveness. Now you get the full forgiveness. That your advance has nothing to do with it, and you want to definitely make sure you get your money back. I know I have one of my peers said that happened to her. So, ma'am, you can get your money back. Okay. So that is the PPP loan. Those are the main points. Now let's talk about the EIDL. Okay, we already know that the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program is still up and running, and it is actually set to expire this week, which it won't. The loan was scheduled to expire. The grant expired back in July, right? They have like 2 rounds of the EIDL advance. The EIDL advance, for people that don't know, is a grant. So there's people that did not know that. A grant is free money. An advance is a grant. And the EIDL advance, you were supposed to get whether or not you qualified for the EIDL loan. Okay. So some of us got the grant and some of us did not. Some of us got the partial grant, and others did not get the full amount, which is the $10,000. Okay. Under the CARES Act, you were never, the SBA was never supposed to piecemeal that grant and make it $1,000 per employee. It was always supposed to be $10,000. If you checked the box, submitted a successful application, we were supposed to get it in 3 days. We did not. They are making us whole now. That is fabulous news. Okay. So this is something that is forthcoming. That means if you received an EIDL grant of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, you should expect to get the balance thereof to equal $10,000. If you're like myself, a person that did not receive mine, I'm still waiting, right? I knew I would get it, but I'm still waiting on it because they ran out of funding. We get the full $10,000 and we will be prioritized over everybody else. Now, you're going to ask me, do I have to reapply? There will be some process. I'm sure it's going to be simplified, where they have to notify you first that you're eligible. Now, again, these are people that already applied. I know there are millions of you all out there. You already applied, you got partial, or you got none of it because they ran out of funding. This is for you. Now, you must meet the criteria. Now, they're extending this for low income, at least for the first rounds. Now, if they expand it, you will be the first to know. Okay. You must have 300 employees or less. Again, same as PPP. That means if it's just you, you're a solopreneur, gig worker, you meet the qualifications, you were in business as of January 15th, 2020, you qualify. 300 employees or less, that means if you have no employees, you qualify. Okay. You must be in a low income community. You can simply Google your median income in your city and then Google your state. If you are within 80% of that, then that means you're in a low income community. It's pretty simple. Google that and you should have that answer. These are going to be the ones that's prioritized. Okay. And then you must have a 30% reduction in gross receipts from the period, right, of March 2nd, 2020 to March 2020, I think, to January 2021 in comparison to 2019. So you're going to pick any period, 8-week period from either of those and compare them, and it must show at least a 30% reduction in gross receipts. If it does, again, you meet the qualifications and you should receive the full $10,000 grant. So again, it's going to be a process. The SBA will email you. Okay. They will email you. And I believe they have 15 days from the time the bill was signed to start implementing this. Right. So you can expect shortly to receive some type of notification from the SBA that you could potentially be eligible. And then they will let you know what action steps to take. Okay, so if it's an application, you may say it's an application request form. They already have your information. They already have your application. They will I'm sure, have you submit to say that you're requesting, and then guarantee that they will be asking you to verify your business and your income. So if you have to show a 30% reduction in income, what does that mean? You need financial statements. If you don't have my cheat sheet, my winning grant application cheat sheet, I highly recommend that you get it because a lot of these things that businesses don't know, you overlook, you miss, and then I don't want you to miss out on this money, right? Your $10,000 grant. And then they're not going to beg you. You have to monitor your emails and checking your inbox and your spam for notification. Okay, that's your responsibility to do it, but just know that the SBA is supposed to be reaching out to you, and then they follow the process. Once you follow the process, once you submit your verification, and they will vet you out. Because let me take a pause right here, because the issue with the first program, same with the PPP, but especially, with EIDL, there were so many people creating fake businesses, making up employees, and some of you all hired people that told you could get this money, and they were fraudulent. And you may or may not have known that. I had someone tell me this. Someone messaged me on Instagram. Asked me how they could get $10,000 more in grant. Somebody helped them get $10,000 and never verified their business. What? This is for legitimate businesses. And because this happened, you best believe they're going to be more diligent. They should have been more diligent last time to prevent a lot of the fraud. But it was a lot of fraud, a lot of businesses, people that just created fake businesses and got a grant that they shouldn't have gotten, that took money from a business that should have gotten it. Okay. And this is important to know. I said that before. This is so important to have integrity. Believe me, the feds are going after people who have frauded these federal programs. You do not mess with the government. Okay. So if you are thinking about doing any of that, stop right now. Okay. It's not going to happen. Do not do it. Don't get yourself in trouble. And please, even there's people that comment, scammers and spammers, on my videos in the comments, and they tell you can get this and therefore do not give your contact information to them. They are not affiliated with us. Anything we provide, we vet out. Everything is legitimate. I cannot speak for these people that cop on my videos, comment because they see I have a large audience and they want to take advantage of you. Don't do it. Please be careful. And people that don't know what they're doing saying, oh, I can get you $10,000 and they haven't verified your business. They haven't asked you to verify how many employees you have. Okay. So, but this grant, it doesn't even matter how many employees you have. I said that in the beginning. So even if you got the $1,000, I said people were fighting for this. Eventually we would get our full 10,000. And here we are. We're going to get our full $10,000. So, I mean, you didn't have to lie about anything. Okay. There is a grant out there for everybody. There is money out there for you. You do not have to make up a business. Start a legitimate business if you want to go into business. Okay. Because you're just going to get yourself in trouble. And then you're hurting the other small businesses who now don't have the money that they could have had you not stolen it. Okay. That may sound harsh, but I mean, it's going to be harsher if you're behind bars, and it's going to be harsher when you have to pay all that money back plus fines. Okay. So that's really important. So these are targeted EIDL grants. And again, look for the updates on this program as the SBA starts rolling these out. I'm sure, like they always do, once they open up the program, if they open up new applications, we will tell you because the SBA will let everybody know. They always update their website at www.sba.gov with the latest information. So they're quick about it. So as soon as the funds ran out, they let us know on their website that the funds for the grant had ran out, but the loans are still open. If they open up applications again, they will let us know on their website with the big announcement that applications are open. If they don't open it, like I said, the priority is for those that have already applied. There's millions already in the pipeline. They're going to be first priority. And those, again, with low income that meet these qualifiers. So if and when they add on to that, we'll definitely let you know. Okay. All right. So someone asked me about the cheat sheet. I don't see it on the screen. I usually have it on the screen, but you can go to our website at www.shebosstalk.com. You will also see it in the description of the show notes. If you want it, please just comment after the show, and I will leave it in the comments, and I will pin it in the comments of this video as well. Okay. So these are some great benefits, but again, for those that are minority, like women, Black businesses, Latino businesses, Asian businesses, those that have been disproportionately impacted, and those that have been left out of a lot of the funding that has been made available, please, I hope you're watching, because a lot of you all didn't apply for even the first round because you just assume you don't qualify for anything. Okay. Don't assume. Go and apply. See if you meet the qualifications, apply. Okay. Because you can't get anything if you don't apply. At least if you apply, you have a chance. Okay. And there's billions of dollars in money. And this is just the start. Okay. This is just the start. There will be more stimulus to come. Okay. So again, direct payments are coming, expansion and extension of unemployment benefits for those of you that are on there. Even if you haven't applied for unemployment and you need to, you can still do that. Second round PPP money is going to be available. I will let you know once this the law is now passed, then it will take probably days or maybe a week or so for lenders to start opening back up their portals. Okay. If for the PPP you apply and you're denied, that is not the end of it. Apply somewhere else. You can apply for five or lenders or more. There's no limit. You can only be approved by one lender. So if somebody is taking too long, a lender is taking too long, or they're not responding, or they denied you, move on to somebody else, because then you can get approved by someone else or another lender, like PayPal, Cabbage, Square, were some of the top ones that have easy processes for you to apply for PPP if you don't have a bank. But there are many lenders, and there are also targeted dollars for community banks, for those funding institutions that cater to the minority community. Okay, that is going to be very important. Same with EIDL. EIDL, if you are denied, they have an appeals process. So a lot of you all were denied and you just left it as that. If you were denied, like the loan, please submit a request for reconsideration. We have tons of videos on all of these things, and we will be bringing you more videos on all of these programs as they start rolling out all the unique details, so you know exactly what it is that you need to do to take action to get money for your business. But there's always an appeal process, even with the pandemic unemployment. If you got denied, appeal it. If you get denied EIDL, appeal it. Go through the reconsideration process and get yourself approved so you can get money for your business. Okay? All right. So that's it. The questions were scrolling so fast, I can't keep up with the all the questions. But again, I will circle back after the program. Please, again, share this. Tag your peers that you may know that would not see this, because nobody else is talking about it. Not a lot of people are sharing this type of information to make sure you get access to the funding that you need. I have helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs and small businesses get over $5 million in free funding for their business. I help with the PPP. I'm very knowledgeable about all these programs. So please direct your peers here to our channel, share out our social media. I'm always happy to help with all of our resources and tools. We have a grant tracker that we're actually updating with these relief programs. They're already there. But if you need anything, any information regarding relief, grants, state grants, national grants, pitch competitions, it's all on our website. It's all on our grant tracker. Videos that you need are there. Okay. So we're here to help you, to support you, and helping make sure that your business is successful and you rise and thrive during this time. Yes, you can. Yes, we can rise and thrive, but we do it together. So again, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up so more people can see this. Again, share this out. Do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that notification bell if you are benefiting from this content and want to make sure that you stay in the know for all the future updates. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I go live with a new update. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. This is the end of the year. So we're going to finish out strong. We're going to get money for our businesses, continue to be the boss with amplified impact, and continue to stay safe and in good health out there. Thank you so much. Have a great day.